Right. Well, for a start, I'm going to take you down to my first school, Barwell Infant School. So let's go. Right, this is Barwell Infant School down Townsend Road. So let's show you where my formative years started off. There we go. It wasn't like this. They've got the outside gates, these steel gates, when I was a kid. And I can remember coming here with my mum and looking in here, and I thought, shine on. Well, I think I thought shine on. And I went through that door down the bottom there, and I was crying, as you do when you first start school. And I could remember my mum looking back at me. I think she got a tear. She must have done. Such a long time ago. I mean, I was only, what, 4.5, 5 when I started here. But it was a lovely school. It was a nice school. I can remember when I got in there, the kids were playing in the sand and water. They got like water buckets and bowls and God knows what, and they were making like cardboard canoes, but not normal canoes, like the Indian canoes, the old American Indian canoes, and they got them all decorated up. And yeah, so this is where I started out a few years ago. So, while I'm thinking about it, when I mean, we're talking, what, 55 years ago, they used to have savings stamps all them years ago, and the savings stamps that they used to have on the picture on the front was Princess Anne and Prince Charles, and they were young kids then. Pictures of two young kids on the savings stamps. So it shows how old I am. Right, let's carry on down. Now, just behind that gate there's a garage, old-fashioned garage. But years ago you used to be able to walk through there at a public footpath. And on the left there, just above the, it looks like a pile of muck now, there used to be a motorbike chap called Jim, I think it was Jim Peace, and he used to do all the old motorbikes up down there. And as a kid I can remember walking down, they got the old Triumphs and BSAs, all the old British bikes doing them up here, right character. So I suppose that's where my love of motorbikes came in, watching what he was doing when I was walking from school. I mean, obviously I was only be a little kid. Right then. So we come out of that school, and it was time to go up to junior school. So I'm going to show you my junior school. So this is Top Town, call it Top Town, it's Barwell, well obviously where I was brought up. Christmas decorations out, they don't look too bad. I'll take you down to the junior school then. Now on the left here is Barwell Junior School. Just here, look, Victorian building. So let me show you that. Again, this one's all built up like this. There it is. Used to play in the yard as a kid. Used to buy packets of, they were called potato puffs in them days, like potatoes that were blown up. And we used to have bags of salt in. And we used to undo the potato puffs. And then your little blue bags that you used to sprinkle over the top, we used to throw over the, throw at your mates. The good old days. How you doing? All right? Yeah, fine, thanks. Right. Yeah, so I spent, how old would I be here? I'd be 11 when I left here. Right, onward and upward. Good times. Mr. Smith was the headmaster here. Yeah, nice old fella, but it used to be a slap round the legs if you're a naughty boy. I was a good boy. I never got a slap leg. Right. I hope you're not bored with this little trip. Right. Now I'm going to take you to the high school where I went next after here. So there's the water tower, look. I live the other side of the water tower. I can remember when that were being built. Again, I was 10 or 11, so that's over 50 years old. But I lived the other side of the water tower, so that was quite a thing to see that thing built. Walking around with they had scaffolding around it, and they just sort of, I don't know, levered the cement up. They must have had some sort of mechanical thing, I should think. And then they were walking around the outside of it with buckets full of bloody cement. It was really strange how they built it. Any road up, I'm coming up to Bellevue Road now, and this is the high school where I went to when I was 11. Now this has been going since the way before the war, way in the 40s, 30s. I think it was built in the 30s because my mum actually come up here. So this is Efield High School. Same railings, same set out, just a lick of paint really, I suppose. And I used to live opposite this house here, number 41. I bought that years ago. Obviously, don't live there now. Right. Now this is my old stomping ground. This is where I was brought up. I came to live over here when I was probably 3, something like that. We used to live in an old Victorian terraced property over in Inkley, where I'll be going to after this. And it was pulled down. And my mum and dad went onto the council house list, and we ended up moving here. This is where obviously the water tower is. I remember, like I said, seeing it built. And I'll show you my old house. Now me and my brother ended up buying this in the Thatcher days, and my daughter actually lives in it now, so she's bought it off me and my brother a couple of 3 years ago with a bit of help from Daddy. This one here, look. This one. Number 6 Mount Avenue, that's where I was from 3, and that's what I saw being built. Hey? I loved it round here as a kid. This is a block. We used to ride the bikes around the block. Never used to be this many cars then. And just in these corners, we used to dig the paths out, make an hole to play marbles there, look. And this is the block, it'll just go round. It was lovely here in the early 60s, late 50s. Really nice. Now all this was open when I was a kid playing. It used to be orchards and scrubland there. And this is where my mum used to come work. She used to work at the boot and shoe factories. And these are what's left of the boot and shoe factories. It used to be called a company called George Ward's. They're a big entrepreneur. And these are the old boot and shoe factories. And I can remember as a kid coming down here on the way to junior school, and these windows, there were glass obviously, because you used to have light in them days. And I can remember climbing on the top of the ledge and looking in trying to find my mum, and there'd be literally what I thought were hundreds of women on shoes, sewing the shoes together. Obviously it's all gone donkey's years ago, so now they're all little industrial units that they're trying to break down. So that's a little bit of the history of Barwell, if you like, and the schools and the factories. I was going to show you the grammar school, but to be honest, I hated it that much. I don't know whether I want to take you there, because it was an awful, awful place. I hated it. In them days it was the grammar school, and they'd all got these bloody square hats on. And they're right bastards. I must go and get some petrol on the road up. So, anyway, YouTubers, I'll give the school a miss down there, because I bloody hated the place, and I think we'll call it a day. So I'll just pull in here and switch off. Thanks for watching the old fart reminiscing. Get in gear. Bye for now.